In regard to the defendant, Ray Mimbabe-san,
Yes, Your Excellency.
have reached my final verdict. I hereby find you guilty. Shit. Fuck! You wouldn't believe how many times I make that mistake. Anyway, to the gallows with you.
Ah, man!
Sorry, I said it, and you can't no take backsies in the court of law. That's the Supreme Court rules. Unless you live in America, where you can just fucking make whatever rules you want, I guess. It's never not gonna be relevant. Apparently.
It's finally over. I can undress myself. My heart is still pounding my chest, though. My quivering, womanly chest. My bosomly, quivering breast.
Well, I mean, if you ever look at when a man writes about a woman,
Yeah, that's exactly
her
what
breasts are always...
That's always, yeah, that's exactly what I was referencing, yeah. It's all I can do to just stay standing. Lawyers have such great responsibilities and such great sense of fashion. Such a great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruto-san? Quit telling everybody I'm dead! Susato! I don't know who's talking! It's me! Thank you. Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there.
My father is still right there.
In fact, I kind of wish to soothe your womanly hysterics right here in front of everybody. Holy shit, Ray, please. You're making me so wet right now. That's really inappropriate for you to say right in front of my father. Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... now I think I'm gonna cry. Or something else is gonna start leaking fluid. I can't really tell. It wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end, too. The only reason I'm still here is because of you. I owe you my life, and everything that it's attached to, Susato-san. Kun? I don't know the fucking etymology. Oh no, I can't take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Ray. So I would have to say that the congratulations belong inside of you. I mean, to you. Susato, don't be so standoffish. Sorry? We're friends, equals, and the trial's over. So now we will please each other as equals in what the Americans refer to as the 69 maneuver. It's time to celebrate with swagger, to throw caution to the wind, lesbian style. Caution to the... what? I'm the great defense lawyer, Ryotaro Naruto, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. Is this like an actual thing that they have in Japan? I thought this was just something for Zelda.
No, I think they have milk bars.
What? Hold the fuck up. That seems silly. Do they actually have milk bars in Japan? What?
Is it real?
Well, it seems more like a... Okay, hold on. Well... Sort of, but it's like a niche sort of thing. Like it's a sort of specialty. Like they got a couple specialty places that serve specifically breast milk, which kind of sounds really nice. Apparently, for $18, you get a shot of breast milk. And $46 worth of yen gets you the nipple. How long do you get the nipple for $46? Says someone in the comments. This is the fucking response to that. The real question is, how did that woman get a snake bite there? But yeah, no, there are things called milk bars in Australia, but they're like general stores, like the things you'd see attached to gas stations here. But as my 5 seconds of research has surmounted, I don't think that's actually a thing. Again, this might be just the censorship showing. Right, I see. I'll think about going to a bar with you, Ray. At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man, and it felt so good. Yes, it was satisfying. It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together?
Don't look at me. I hope you're not looking at me, Ray.
Oh, my goodness, no, of course not. Of course not. Ah, there it is at last. Ray's lovely smile. God, you're so fucking gay, Susato. You fought for your friend to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense attorney Ryotaro Naruto. Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without your help. Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Ryotaro, I think. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikutoba now. Why, though? I feel like you're actually pretty good at it. Okay, there's no way to read this without gay subtext, honestly. Like, please tell me what this is supposed to mean. If not, lesbian angst. I'll never see him again then. What a terrible shame. Please cross-dress for me again, Susato-san. What? A woman in the courtroom! Ah, Soseki-san and Inspector Hosonaga, I do hope you've been keeping well. Is that... It's really... You... Titties. Yes, I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope. But it's me. Susato Mikotoba. So dashing. So divine. I'm getting a nosebleed because I'm so fucking gay. No! Can't believe I was attracted to a woman! Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you. I had no idea, Miss Susato-san Esquires, that you were a locum student Naruto-san Esquire's cousin. No, that's astonishingly astounding. Ace attorney.
He said the name!
He said the thing. Poor Soseki-san. So close, but yet so confused. I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London. What an extraordinary conundrum it was that an unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. Ha ha, what a confusing and cluttered conundrum. But after Naruto-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Soseki-san was free to return to Japan, and he left immediately, because fuck that place. Fuck America. Fuck England. Fuck all the Western countries. Seriously, they all suck. Now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author. People actually respect him here. I'm stunned. It's a truly impressive disguise. Even I had no idea, and I'm the chief inspector at the police bureau. Who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less? I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector. I do admit, I was the one that I came up with Mr. Turtle. And he's so adorable. Pat, pat, Mr. Turtle. Pat, pat.
You're a woman of many faces, Miss Susato.
Just two, really, and this was a once-in-a-lifetime event. I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector.
Nonsense.
Ah, finally.
I am a professional, of course.
I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes, I really do. Considering he's constantly bleeding from the mouth, probably has long-term onset tuberculosis, must be all that lead water that we've been drinking. Or is that only in America? Oh yeah, I think it is only in America because they made their pipes out of lead.
Mm-hmm.
9 months ago, when he appeared here in the Supreme Court to testify, surprisingly, the butler outfit was his least hot. He was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of the restaurant. Then, we met him when he was all beat up.
Oh,
Little poor baby!
even his glasses are broken. Oh.
Then on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey. Well, mostly. Though that didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama? From my perspective, I have to admit I have mixed feelings about all this.
You have a giant fucking scab on your arm. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the murder that the Englishwoman committed at the end of last year.
Ah, yes. It was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it.
Dr. John H. Wilson, yes. The man I invited to Japan personally. The mystery is, why did she kill him? And now that the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know. I wouldn't know about this. I don't know about that. We'll just have to wait for the third game to figure that out. Right? We're getting a third game, right? On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter with murder. Also with Mr. Herlock Sholmes, the great detective, I mean. Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course.
My arch-nemesis. How lightly you utter his name.
Well, according to the stories published about him in The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes. A best friend. That man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson.
What? What a twist!
I just can't believe that it's a coincidence. I think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes.
Like a gay partner? I mean, surely there's a lot of gayness going on along in this game series, which is very surprising considering this takes place in the 1800s, but still.
Yeah, there was cross-dressing in the 1800s.
As evidenced today.
If that's really true, will I ever be able to cross-dress again? And the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again. Oh well. I'll never return to England anyway, so it's really more of a her problem. As you know,
I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born. I'm a terrible father.
yes, grandmother told me about it.
On returning to Japan, I took my professorship at the Imperial Yume University. But I also serve another role as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs.
Yes, I was aware of that as well.
In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you. About your war crimes, Susato. You did the war crimes.
Why did you summon me back to Japan? It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you'd collapsed with a high fever, and you were growing weaker by the day. What? Where did that news come from?
Oh yeah,
That's what I'd like to know, because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, Father.
Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way? Or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of.
Yes, I didn't want you to spend some more time alone with that boy. Dear me, do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato?
No, those are reserved for Ryunosuke.
I'm sorry, my dear, I simply can't— Blah! Let me go!
Holy shit, I didn't think it would be that easy! Who knew that Skeletor was so fragile? So one throw wasn't enough for you, heathen! I've got one last thing to say before they take me away! Professor!
Me?
I know the truth! I know you had a hand in what went down! In that visiting student's fate!
Visiting student? Giselle Brett, you mean?
No, not her! The student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago! What? Student of law? He must mean Kazuma-sama. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama? Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it! They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on the steamship, that he'll never—
Holy shit, did I really just do that? I didn't expect to find him in here. What were you officers playing at?
Terribly sorry, Your Excellency. We had to reform our bones like Dark Souls enemies. Or the fucking dry bones from Mario.
I was coming to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Yushin. And it's a good job I came by.
It's cursed seeing him from this angle. I'm gonna be honest.
Yes, thank you for dealing with him. I'll be there shortly.
Oh, Your Excellency.
Ha 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 ha! Shut up. The trial's over. I'm not your excellency anymore. Merely your father's friend, Seishiro Jigoku. And may I say, since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance.
I'm like 16.
Susato.
Still legal.
Still legal. In this county.
In this day and age.
Did you know all along, from the start of the trial?
Yep, and now I'm gonna throw you in jail for impersonating a man and for conducting the law, because it's super illegal. The judge sees everything, Susato.
I couldn't let you take the risk. If Seishiro here hadn't known it, he'd recognized you. So I had a word in his ear beforehand, as an old friend. So, Seishiro, shall we?
Yes. Having ruled on that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address.
Before you go, Father.
Sorry, my dear. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later time. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably.
I didn't do fucking anything.
Bonk. What do you think of my Seishiro sling, eh? It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that. Ha 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 ha!
Whatever could Father be hiding from me? About Giselle Brett, about Dr. Wilson, and now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma-sama. I'm going to have to bring this up with Father sometime, when nobody else is around. And I'll be honest, I always had a little fucking stinking suspicion that he was a little sus.
Mm-hmm.
Judicial Assistant Miko Tabasan Esquires. Could I have one word?
Oh, yes, of course. Anything for you, Sasaki-san. What is it?
I think those eyes that were watching me from England, they followed me back here. I think I've been hearing meowing in my sleep. Perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see, there's something I need to tell you. I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England.
This I have to hear. Please, Sasaki-san, please tell me at once.
I will! get to it, goddammit! As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness locum student Naruto Esquire's son stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back here to my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikitoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report.
My father?
He seems to have been especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to asking you to return to Japan.
What was it then? The particular part my father was interested in?
I don't really know exactly. Do you remember them? Those two terrible cases I was caught up in.
Of course, I could... Wait, two?
Your father seemed to concern himself mainly with the second case.
The second one? You mean the one Mr. Sholmes forbade any of us to talk about in public? Was he involved in that case? I thought he left, like, right after case 4. What is he talking about? I literally thought he just left right away. Was he in the case 5? Or are we talking about another case that we're gonna get a flashback to, maybe?
Maybe.
Well, I don't care. I don't have to listen to what that dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, I'm gonna give you a fucking 10-hour flashback now. Seems that case somehow holds the key to all these curious unanswered questions. That horrific, hideous, heinous case. The case of the haunted lodgings.
That case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over, but it seems I was wrong. Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told.
Well, that's it. Case 1 done.
Woo!
Maybe. Hold on, I'm gonna go visit Ryunosuke's grave.
The mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness. And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But
Even
actually,
the voice
I'm
acting
writing to you
sounds
today
so
because
cute!
of another matter. I met
Get the
Shikuquaza and we
fuck out of my
talked about
way.
the case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery.
You know, that case that we totally remember.
Should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again. Yours, Susato.
I'll miss you, Ryunosuke. Or... Wait, hold on. I did it. Is it Ryunosuke Naruhodo? Naruhodo? Yeah, that sounds correct.